Hi, Libra. Alright, I don't. That's a weird way to start a sentence. How often are you starting sentences like that? I don't. Alright. Um, Libra, I guess we'll just jump right in here. This is the second time I'm recording your reading. Let's look at the cards first. So, well, there's kind of like a lack of connection somewhere. I don't know if it's just a lack of communication or maybe someone feels misunderstood. If this has been going on for like a couple years for you, or that seems like a long time, like if it's felt like a long time that someone hasn't understood you, then please go to Taurus's reading because they talked about that. Um, okay, so Saturn's in retrograde now, right? I heard that. What's that? Is it Ice Cube? It's like bow down, bow down, um, bow down. I don't. That song's well. I guess that song's probably about a lot of things, but a part of it is respect, right? Respect. Okay, so yeah, someone's basically like, well, I can't do it this way. Because I think someone knows they can't force something right now. So they're like, okay, bow down. Again, like, all right, all right. I heard, all right, Saturn. Interesting. So death is with two cards. The King of Swords is beneath that. I don't know if you can see. This is the way I want to set up this situation right now, and that's the way it's gonna be. It's not about everybody else. It's about how I need to feel comfortable to make this happen. It's not selfish. So someone's kind of watching something happen too. So someone's really changing. I would assume this is a big part of you, King of Swords. Um, Although masculine folks, like men around you too, are kind of like observing you. They may be like, I don't know how to. There's someone outside the situation that's just like, I don't quite understand. I heard what you're trying to do. Well, again, didn't we just say that? Like, it doesn't matter. I heard I can't satisfy all of you. I just can't. How is that possible? I don't want to. There's my don't. I don't want to. It's not even that technically I can't, but beyond that, I could try to make it I can do that. I can satisfy everyone. No, the reality is I do not want to because to even get close to that being, even though that 100% would never be there, to even get close to that would be so exhausting and draining that there would be so much pressure behind that it would shatter the diamond. Do you know what I mean? Oh, so some of you are married and or were married, and there's some kind of like awareness around um, one of the responsibilities being in your life is to not be codependent, right? It's disgusting, codependency. Wow. Okay, Libra. Getting I like that you're so straight Maybe because the King of Swords is with. Oh, Lilith is in. Tropically, Lilith is in Libra, which for the next 9 months, I feel like we should talk about that separately, but that's something to be aware of too. Because that'll fix codependency if there is any, or blow it out of proportion. So, alright. You used to have a Leo friend, or you have a Leo friend that's not around anymore, or I feel like you also used to date a Leo. Somebody used to date a Leo. That's interesting. That's coming up. So we were talking. What were we talking about there? How did we do that? We were talking about what we cannot do, what we do not, what one does not want to do, because it's basically impossible. Bow down. Then we talked about codependency, and then shattering things. Then we moved into this past energy, so maybe that's a part of that. Also see Aries in your life, in your past. This could have been when you were little. Fire signs. Your father, your grandfather, it's all, there's lots of family in here. Okay. Just a second. I don't know if I mentioned this, but Taurus was so sassy too. Like really rarely sassy, you know, like the kind where you're like, whoa, who are you? Like, oh, that's interesting. You're just speaking straight from your heart. You're not trying to accommodate everybody. Again, like, I heard butter everyone until you're blue. Uh-huh. Okay. Let's move along. We kind of have a lot to cover here, Libra. We're going to do an extended, in case you're over on Patreon, you'll see it. Look, the one-on-one relationships you have now are actually really strong. If you feel like, man, I don't know where my friends are, or it's not that you don't have a circle of friends. I think it's one of those things where, again, Venusian energy will do this. It's like, I work with you, you're my friend. You're a client of mine, you're my friend. You know, the lady at the grocery store, that's your friend. It's just like, no, these people aren't your friends. Right? And I think you have a better reality around this than certain people. But you want to be friends with everyone. But that was one of the things I forgot to mention in the very beginning. I was actually going to start out this reading, this sentence. It was like so clear where it's just like, dude, everybody is not your friend. Some people are just plain old assholes. Some people are evil. I'm not the majority, but that's reality. And we have to be discerning. And I don't actually see any issues that you need to be overly concerned with that. It's just one of those things where I feel like maybe someone was just like, wait, I heard now, okay, we've gotten rid of the toxic, right? Most of the toxic people in our life. Okay. Well, after that, it's going to feel empty, right? Didn't we talk about this before? But it's not empty. It's just making space. And it could be one of those things where it's just like, maybe the folks that a person used to be connected to are now connecting to someone else because it's new. It's not because you're any less than, or you're not making sense, or you're stupid, or you're not a good friend. It's just like some people just want a shiny thing all the time. You know what I mean? Someone could be saying the same thing as somebody else, but they want someone else to say it because it feels new to them, right? It's like getting a new car when your car is just fine. So I heard don't try to be something for somebody else because you'll be out of time. It'll mess with your tuning. Okay, moving along. You have a lot, Libra, going on in your sixth house. I think the biggest expression, because this kicks up into who you are. Yes, there's so much going on in your sixth. It's like you really want to take care of your health. I know for some of you, mom did not treat you right. Maybe she's taking care of herself now. I hope she is. That's a good thing. But like something was off there. Something was lacking as a child. Maybe just in basic ways, like how do I take care of right? How does something know without someone telling it? We don't. We learn by example. And when we're trying to not be what we are, what we have, what we were around growing up, then what happens? It's like, okay, well, I'm going to do something else that isn't necessarily either the right thing. It's just trying to get away from the thing that doesn't feel good. So I don't know if you're changing anything right now in day to day, but you want to be aware of what we just said. I feel like some of you need to rewind that, because I can't quite recall it exactly. The message came out kind of fast. There's some hand to mouth thing. Again, I don't know if this is eating or smoking or drinking. It's something that's hand to mouth. Just a minute. Somebody has there's a real diamond here. This is real, because I was trying to figure out, like, is this fake? No, it's real. It's real. But it's one of those valuable things that, like, it's not always shiny. Like, it kind of has to be in the right lighting to be shiny. Because it's not trying to shine. It already holds that light within it. It's just refracted or reflected back out so other people can see it when the light is there, but it's not like moving itself to be like, look, I'm shiny. Like, look at my cool back. Like, I heard, look at my cool, like, I don't know, like someone's got like a setup or like a scene. You know what I mean? It's just like, I heard, be yourself. So someone's moving their office. Interesting. Or like moving something on a shelf. So I see. Oh, I heard someone's a bitch too. But whatever they I don't know, maybe this is someone you work with. I don't know what your situation is. Maybe it's just someone who's just judgy. I mean, maybe it just sounded judgy what we just said there. She's a bitch. But, do we need to split hairs with, like, what's the truth or not? Okay. Someone doesn't want you to succeed, Libra. I don't know what that's about. I mean, you have Ten of Pentacles. That that right here, it's interesting because if this is an actual person, I don't know. It could just be inside of you. Don't forget that person, sometimes our worst enemy is their self. Pretty sure you're well aware of that. But this Nine of Wands that seems like, again, she's sort of a bitch in this deck to me. It's just like, I'm too cool, you can't sit at my table. You know, you can't hang with me. It's like, cool, I don't want to hang with you anyway. I don't want friends like that. I don't want to be like that. So if some of you again are like changing a habit, like I'm seeing the example where someone's just like, I'm not gonna party anymore, or like I'm not going to do this anymore. So because of that, this person's just like, what, you're too cool. Like I heard, oh, what, you're gonna go back to school. It's just like if someone judges you like that, I'd be like, thank you for letting me know who you are. Okay, because even though externally it feels like that, right? I don't care. And God's in between this or whatever spirit. There's something protecting a person. They're like in the pyramid, if you will. But on the other side of this is like mentality, and that mental space is like, fuck. Like if I can't sit at that table, what do I do? Like what if? Well, what if they're right? What if all that they said was right? I could also see this as when you were little and like how a person got. I don't think that's quite the. I don't think that's conscious or even. It's not showing me. I don't need to explain myself so much. It's annoying. Because I know what I know. What I'm seeing is like, well, like when someone would get talked down to when they were little, or when they used to date people, or whatever, their shitty high school friends, or whoever it was. That was just like, you're not good enough for things. Again, stepdads, I don't know who it is. It doesn't matter. But whoever, whatever, they're still part of someone's brain, and it has to do, again, with your sixth house. So this is like your karma or your battlefield in your mind. It's just like, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I am out of time. Maybe this is out of time. Maybe it's over. Like, I shouldn't even try. And it's like, but the weird thing is the Ten of Pentacles is here in reverse, but the King of Pentacles is here just standing. The king could get rid of all 10 and still have 4 pentacles, pardon me. I mean, he has many more than that. I don't know if you can see. But 4 means that a person's steady, and 4 means that they have what they need, right? When Neptune and Saturn are together, it's basically will shift us. If we've had any definitive decisions, King of Swords and Death, like, look, this is what I'm going to be doing. This is my path. This is my purpose. It could be one of those things where if the aspects are just right, it'll be like, wait, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't even know if this is for me. And it could, with Uranus too, it can be kind of a 180 because there's sextiling. It's like an almost easy, although it's almost a square right now, so it's kind of sketchy. Point is that it can cause a reevaluation of something. Now the thing is if a person, because when Neptune and Saturn are together, we're not talking about fame and fortune and riches and whatever. People who have that probably aren't exactly like in excess of something. They're probably not that aligned. This sounds judgy, but let me back up. See, now that might have been a judgment. That's not the ultimate truth. Let's back up. Saturn and Neptune together is going to say, what is good for me simply? If it was just not 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Say it was, I am 4 of Pentacles. I have just what I need. I have enough to cover the bills and my food and this. I mean, we're not supposed to be striving for less ultimately, but we are supposed to be giving to the world in some way or another of our time, of our money, like giving. And when we feel like we don't have enough to give, whether that's financially or energetically, I can understand that that's hard on a person, especially someone who's naturally so giving. Like, it could be one of those things like, wait, I've been giving. And I guess that's where it gets tricky, because I don't know if it's a part of, well, I've been giving like this, it doesn't feel that good to me. right? I'm giving an example. I'm seeing an example where someone's like, oh, it gets so tricky. Because the giving isn't supposed to necessarily satisfy the person who's giving, but it does, right? It feels good to give. But I wonder if that's subconsciously satisfying something else. Huh. Let me see what we have for time. All right, let's I think this is important. Again, we're going to dive into this a little deeper because I have a lot of notes for you. Remember that you cannot be someone in this situation that's your reading. You cannot be the lawyer and the judge. And I actually wrote down, you can't be your own lawyer and judge. So if you're going to be you need someone else to help you, bless me, figure something out. Right? Even if there's a judge, it's just like you got two lawyers there telling each side. The judge can kind of determine if it's something bigger. We have a jury, etc. There's these groups of people that are going to be helping things happen. Now you can if it says you can't be your own lawyer and judge, well you if you're going to defend yourself, I mean, I don't feel like you're going to be biased to because it's almost one of those things where, like, say, the reason why you can't be your own judge and lawyer is if you're defending yourself. If you're the judge too, then you could, like, and maybe this is conscious, subconscious, it's like you end up going against yourself. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like whatever the struggle is pretty, it's kind of simple. Um, so I wouldn't necessarily give up on anything in a way where it's like, I'm going to burn the bridge, I'm going to destroy it, I can't do anything about it. It's just kind of like bow down, give it some space, maybe add something else in. You know, Aquarius talked about this a while ago. It's like, you don't like your job gets boring. This happens, right? Dear, come on. People used to work the same job for 40 or 50 years. Now we bitch and complain when it isn't exactly what we want, whenever we want it to be. It's like, and I'm not saying the work industry is in a great place. There's no retirement anymore, etc. I'm just saying that, like, we used to be a lot more patient, right? How people stayed married. We're not going to get into it. When you don't like something, one aspect of your life, I'm seeing like this game changer energy. It's just like, okay, I heard do something else. Do something else. But don't stop the thing you're doing. Right, I heard you don't need to burn the book you're writing because you get stuck on a chapter. Okay. Okay, and just so you know, I think we're gonna go into the South Node energy is pretty big for you. The Uranus and Taurus is also huge. Um, that shifting there. Um, your occupation does have some. I don't know exactly what's going on with that. I feel like that's more in a couple year or two, like more of this earthly energy, but it's something to be aware of. And maybe that's something that someone's, if you're really concerned about finances, I guess we'll try to soften that, because, or like your work energy, because I think it's more like pain in the body than it is this material world that's ultimately making us stink. Okay, we're gonna leave that like that. I hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you next time. Peace out.